In today's video, I'm sharing with you my 2024 gift guide. Let's get right into it. Okay friends, I am so excited to share my 2024 gift guide with you. As you all know, it's a mindful gift guide, so there's no more than 20 items on this list. I think there's actually 19 to be exact, and it's because it's only got items that I have personally used and loved and can recommend throughout this entire year. So I like to look at this gift guide as, of course, a gift guide. It's a great guide for anyone in your life who has similar interests to what you're about to hear. But I also think it's really nice to save and hold on for yourself in case you want to buy any of these things for yourself. I think they're great gifts. I think they're great gifts for yourself. So let's just jump right into it. I will just say at the top that I do have a full text blog post version of this list. So if you don't want to sit and hear me talk about all of the things, you can just go to that blog post. It'll be linked down below, and that blog post will have the links to everything that I'm talking about. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna go in order of like least expensive to most expensive, but most of the things are under $100. So the first is a book person mug. This mug in particular is so fun. The colors are so cheerful. The font is really fun. It's almost like a statement piece in the mix of all of my other mugs because it's so bright. And I think it brings a little bit of extra joy into my morning routine. And I think it's especially special because my coffee is really, really important in my slow morning routine. And this just makes it all the more cheerful. So if you're a reader, or if somebody in your life is a reader, I think they will absolutely have a smile on their face when they open this. Okay, the next thing is a ceramic pour over. So I love a ceramic pour over because they're really high quality. You can buy it once and hopefully not have to buy another one for a really, really long time. And again, it's a statement piece. They look absolutely beautiful. I get so many questions about this pour over in particular, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. I love the design. The egg design is the cutest thing. And again, it just brings an extra bit of cheer into my coffee making as part of my slow morning routine. Now, I will say the seller is on Etsy, so I don't know if this design in particular is one of a kind. I don't think that it is, but the seller does have a lot of other really cute designs, and I really did have a hard time choosing the egg over other ones. Okay, the next thing is a museum membership. So of course this is going to be dependent on your local area or the person you're gifting's local area, but I think a museum membership is really special because you're giving them a whole year's worth of a gift. And I think that's a really cost-effective gift, to be honest with you. Some of memberships can be as low as like $30-something. So you're giving someone a year's worth of experiences and culture and art through just that small amount. And I think that's super special, especially as an artist. But you don't have to be an artist, of course. With museum memberships, there's also a lot of other perks like community events and things like that. Okay, the next thing is a pizza hair claw. This is so random, and it's definitely like a stocking stuffer, but I think it's a really great gift, especially if you're a fan of pizza or someone else is a fan of pizza. I get a lot of compliments over this hair claw. I pull this thing out a lot during the summer, and I remember there was someone who was eating at a restaurant, and then they saw me later walking down the street in a completely different block, and they came up to me and they were like, I remember you because of your pizza hair claw, and it's the cutest thing ever. So if that's not enough proof that this is a cute thing to gift or have for yourself, I don't know what else is. The next thing is the Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment. This is my favorite lip balm, lip gloss, whatever you want to call it, ever. And that's saying a lot because I'm not really a lip balm type of person. I definitely use lip balm in the winter times when I absolutely need to. But the lip treatment from Rhode is one that I go to all year round, and I love it. It's not super sticky. I thought that it would be sticky and more lip glossy, and that was kind of deterring me for a while. But once I started actually using it, I realized it's not super sticky. It feels almost like nothing. It feels cushiony on your mouth, and I love that. And it actually keeps my mouth like not dry at all. So definitely recommend it. They also have some really nice colors and nice scents. So a really nice stocking stuffer. Next is the Camp Snap camera. I've talked about this very subtly on the channel, but I do post a lot of pictures from my Camp Snap camera on my Instagram. So if you want to see examples of that, go over to my Instagram. I'll probably put some examples on the screen as well. But it's essentially like a disposable camera, but it's not disposable. It has the feel, it has the vibe of a disposable camera, but after you take your pictures and no, you cannot see the pictures like a preview of it because it's like a disposable camera, you plug it into your computer and then you can see the pictures, and they all have like this really nice nostalgic filter and graininess to it, and it's really, really nice. A lot of people have even thought that I was taking these pictures on film, and I'm not. I'm just using the CamSnap camera, and I think for the quality of pictures that you get from it, it is super, super cost effective. Next is a Trade coffee subscription. Now, you all know that I work with Trade, but this is an unbiased review. I love Trade. I don't get my coffee from anyone else because they know exactly what I like. So what I love about Trade in particular is that you take a quiz before you even get started, and the quiz helps curate a selection of coffees that are perfect for you. And that also applies to the kind of machine that you're using. So if you're using an espresso machine, a pour over, whatever it may be, they can do all of that work through the quiz and then suggest a bunch of coffees to you, and then they mail it to you. And the delivery is super fast. It's always expedited. I always have coffee on hand. Truly, truly can recommend them. And I believe they're doing like holiday kits right now, so that's a perfect gift as well. Next, and I realize I have a lot of coffee stuff in here, but can you blame me? I'm a big coffee person. The next one is an iced beverage sleeve. So this is really gonna come in handy during the summertime. I promise you. I bought one for myself because I was sick and tired of holding an iced coffee, and I know this is like a first world problem, holding an iced coffee and all of the sweat just dripping off and making my hand wet and cold. This mitigates that. This is a sleeve that you put right onto an iced coffee cup, and it fits most, if not all, iced coffee cups that I have tried. And there's no sweating. There's no cold water dripping down my hand. And we have been getting really, really hot summers these years. So that is far more common than you would think. And this is a lifesaver. I've taken this out in front of friends and they're like, wait, actually, that's extremely useful. So I do think that it's a practical and cute gift. There are some really cute styles on Etsy. Next is Nowadays. Now, if you are someone who is trying to look for an alcohol alternative, Nowadays might be the thing for you. So it's a THC beverage, and you put like a shot into your usual cocktail, and it has the effects of THC as opposed to alcohol. If you know somebody who is a gardening fan, I think they will really, really love and appreciate this. I have mentioned this to some of my fellow gardening fans, and they absolutely love it. And I also think it's a real great alternative for people who are trying to get away from alcohol, such as myself. I know this is a really niche one, but I do think that it will apply to some people, so I put it on the list. Next is probably the only book that I have on my gift guide. It is Home is Where the Eggs Are by Molly Yeh. I have been a huge fan of Molly Yeh for many years, back when she was just a blogger, and now she's like a superstar, and I'm so happy to see that success for her because she's so good at what she does. She has an incredible curation. She's super mindful and intentional with everything that she does. And I always lean into her for inspiration whenever I'm creating content for myself because she is that inspirational. And this cookbook, compared to any of her other cookbooks or anything else, fully encompasses that mindfulness, that intention, that curation. I feel like it's kind of a coming home for her kind of cookbook, and I can just sit and read it like a novel almost. And the recipes in there, you can tell, are from the heart. They look so, so special. Next is a custom corded sweater. So I got this off of Etsy for like a birthday anniversary gift for Ian and myself. You can see pictures of this from our anniversary/birthday trip that we took upstate to that tiny little cabin on a farm. It says like camp, it has some camp wording on it. And what I really love about this sweater is that it has like a nice slouchy fit. So while it's a sweater, of course, it's not like this kind of sweater. It's not bulky, it's not super thick. It's thin, it's slouchy, it's a really nice fall type of sweater. And then you can get stitching on it to say a certain phrase or a word, which I love a stitched type of customization because I know that it's going to stay there forever. It's not gonna like buckle when you wash it or anything like that. It's actually a really nice quality sweater. Okay, next is a portable thermal printer. I've talked about this in a video where I did some underrated tech product reviews, and I still love this printer to this day. I can't believe I'm even saying love and printer in the same sentence because I have always had a bad relationship with printers. I think everybody has bad relationships with printers. They just don't work the way that you think they're gonna work, and I don't know why we haven't figured out a more practical solution, but this is a practical solution. So it uses thermal printing, which makes it so much easier because you don't have to worry about ink and installing the ink and doing all of the tests and stuff like that. You do need thermal paper, which is very similar to like receipt paper, but if that is not something that's a bother to you, I say this is the best printer ever. I use it for printing labels mostly, so that thermal paper doesn't really matter to me. And it does the job, it connects, it does everything it's supposed to do with ease every single time. I love it so much. All right, and the last thing in the under 100 category is my ceramic to-go mug. I have been getting dozens and dozens and dozens of comments asking me where I got this mug from. It's a portable mug. It's essentially like a portable mug, but it doesn't have a lid. It doesn't have a screw-on lid. It feels like a to-go cup that you would get from a coffee shop, but it's ceramic, so it's reusable and it's super cute. I love the checker design. I actually went back and forth through like a handful of designs I found on Etsy. This one is my personal favorite. I also think it's a little bit more on the affordable side compared to some that you can find on Etsy. Ceramic is not cheap, I will just say that. But again, this is something that a person or yourself can use forever because it's ceramic. And it's so cute. It's almost like a fashion statement. Someone has said that to me. Okay, so now we're going to the category of $100 to $200. So the first thing is the base luggage. I never thought that I would recommend luggage before. I never thought that it was that serious or important. And I know this is a really trendy brand, but I invested in it because I wanted to experiment and I wanted to see for sure if it was worth it so that I can share with you. And it's worth it. It's so worth it when you have a piece of luggage that actually is super functional and thinks of the things that most luggage does not think about, like little compartments or special compartments or a special material for certain types of materials such as swimsuits and stuff like that. You start to realize how convenient luggage can be and how easy your life can be if you have the right piece of luggage. Base is the one. And I think that if you purchase base luggage, I have the carry-on with the zipper on the front and I have it in like the beige color. I feel like I don't have to buy another piece of luggage ever again, to be honest with you. And I think luggage is something that typically goes on sale during the Black Friday time, so another cost-effective thing. Next is the Kindle Paperwhite. Now I know there's a brand new Kindle Paperwhite that just came out. I've heard bad things. I've heard bad reviews. I've heard it's too expensive. I looked at the price. It's too expensive. I recommend the previous version or below if you can find it, because a Kindle Paperwhite is essentially just a Kindle with a really nice display that doesn't glare and feels like paper. So, and all of them kind of do the same thing. If you're really interested in the nitty-gritty details, then of course this doesn't apply to you, but the previous version works so well and it's super fine. It fits in most bags. It fits in my little baggie as you've seen. I think it's totally fine to go with an older version. And I would actually hold off on the newer version since it's been getting a lot of bad reviews. Next, and I should have put this next to the base luggage part, but the Calpac Luca duffel. So this is a weekender bag. It's a duffel bag of sorts. It doesn't look like a traditional duffel actually, even though it's called a duffel. But it's a weekender bag. It has so many compartments. Again, this is another example of when your bag is super functional, you realize how easy life can be. And I use this bag for everything. I use it for work. I use it for weekend trips. I use it as my carry-on when I'm traveling for longer than weekend trips. It fits so much. And there's also a compartment at the bottom where you can put your shoes in. So this thing is so functional and cute. Okay, next is the Paper Republic journal. I've talked about this so much recently, especially in my Slowing Down with Art series. This is a leather journal, so it is going to last forever, but you can get it in different sizes and you can insert different notebooks. It doesn't have to be Paper Republic notebooks. You can get whatever notebooks can fit in there, and it's essentially like a traveler's journal. I am going to be using this for everything in terms of journaling, and I know I just came out with a journal video, so if you want to see more about that, you can check out that video. But I think this is a really special gift because again, it's something that will last a lifetime, and if you give it to someone who's a big journaler, I have a feeling they're gonna nerd out because it's actually getting really popular, and I love that for them. Okay, and then the last thing in the $100 to $200 category is the Epomaker RT100. This is the keyboard that everybody asks me about. It's my keyboard. It's my work from home keyboard. It's beautiful. It's a mechanical keyboard, which don't be afraid of mechanical keyboards. It's just a keyboard that you plug into your computer, just like back in the day. But these are so much cuter than the ones from back in the day. It has like RGB lights in the background. It has like a cute little screen that you can customize. It has like really ASMR clickies, keys, switches, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not in my tech brain right now, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And you can actually switch out those switches and get different ASMR sounds. If you're interested in that, it's definitely a really good piece for people who work from home or work in an office for most of the day. Okay, and I have just 2 items for my $200 plus category. The first is the Steam Deck. This is really for gamers or people who are really trying to game a lot more come the new year. Because if you're not a big gamer, I don't think that it's worth the price. It is pretty expensive, but it's a handheld portable game system and it's really, really effective. It's really, really good for people who like to play computer games because you can play your computer games or your Steam games on this, of course. You can like download all sorts of things on this. You can customize it. You can get stickers, vinyls, whatever. You can make it your own, but it's a really, really nice piece for a gamer in your life. I gifted this to Ian and I think he almost cried because it was one of the best gifts that he's ever gotten. So that's all you probably need to hear. And I also really love playing with it. Whenever he's not playing with it, I play with it. It's so much fun. And I'm not like a huge computer gamer, but I still find it to be extremely useful and fun. And it actually helps me enjoy the hobby of gaming more than I used to. Okay, and then the last thing is the Aura Ring. Now, there's a new version. There is a Gen 4 version, and I heard the Gen 4 version is really, really good. But if you don't want to get the Gen 4 version, I can recommend the Gen 3. This is the ring right here. If you don't know what an Aura Ring is, I did do a full video on this talking about my first impressions of it, but it's a health tracking ring. It's very similar to like your smartwatch, but I think the Aura Ring is better than a smartwatch, like a fitness smartwatch, because there is so much jam-packed into this ring. There's so much data in the app, and while there is a subscription fee for the app, so that might deter some people if you're gifting it to others, maybe you can actually pay for a subscription for them. I don't know, but I do think that it's worth it because there is so much data in there. The app continuously, constantly updates. So it's definitely like you're putting your money to good use there, if that makes sense. I really think that if you have someone who's a wellness lover or a health lover in your life, this is going to be something really, really cool, fun, innovative, and actually really pretty to gift. Okay, friends, 19 things in 20 minutes. I hope it was interesting to hear me talk about all of these things and really hear why I love these pieces. These are not just any pieces that I found and plopped into a blog post. I really love them. I've used them for a long period of time, a good amount of time where I feel like I can confidently recommend it to someone else to buy. So once again, if you do want to purchase any of these things as a gift or a gift to yourself, I will link the blog post down below, and then the blog post has all the links all in one space. I will also link my Amazon storefront because there are other things in there that may be really good stocking stuffers that I didn't include in this big curated gift guide that might be of interest to you. So happy mindful shopping. I am so glad that you're here. I hope you are getting ready for the holidays and getting excited for that. And I will talk to you in next week's video.